You know, they say that all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Scott Hunter, you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go on one-on-one with another hockey player, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beat me. Then you add Kip Grady to the mix, your chances of winning drastic go down. See, the three-way at the Stanley Cup Finals, you got a 33 and 1/3 chance of winning, but I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Scott Hunter knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So Kip Grady, you take your 33 and 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and 1/3 chance of winning at the Stanley Cup. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we was to go one-on-one, and then you add the 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at getting the Stanley Cup. See, Scott, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at the Stanley Cup. Just a little wrestling.
Wow.
Wrestling inside
Some of the
stuff.
cadence
People
sounded
like
very Mitch Hedberg.
People like that. Oh, thank you. I play hockey.
Hedberg.
I used to, but I still do too. Anyway, in a move similar to Julius Caesar crossing the Rubicon, we are reading Game Changer today on the Hardcover Hooligans podcast. Danilo, what do you think about that?
Needless to say, the game has been changed. We liked Icebreaker, and now the game has been changed, and we hate Game Changer.
The hierarchy of the hockey universe is about to change.
It's gone from 1 to 2, and 1's on the bottom, and it's Game Changer.
Well, we'll see. I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh,
I don't know if I agree with that. I kept that under wraps.
Interesting. Okay.
But yes, Game Changer. You may be familiar from the Heated Rivalry TV show, which we have not seen.
Nope, which we'll probably watch because we're
we'll
reading the next Heated Rivalry book after this.
Yep. Those guys are not in this one. Well, one of them is. Ilya is in this.
Maybe the most interesting character.
Yeah, the interesting Russian gentleman. But this book stars, of course. Let me just start here. This book takes place in a world where there are no other sports. This book takes place in a world where people who play hockey are akin to, like, you see Jesus Christ on the street.
In New York City.
In New York City.
The city where all the famous people live.
Yes. It's unbelievable that Scott Hunter, who sucks when we meet him at the beginning of this book.
He's on a huge losing streak.
He's on a big losing streak, and he meets a gentleman. His name is Kip. His name is Christian, but they call him Kip. I don't know why, but they do. They call him Kip.
It's cute.
It's cute. As Carter Vaughn, his teammate, will say, that's cute. This is the second hockey book we're reading for the program, and I don't care at all about hockey, which is not either of these books' fault.
Yeah.
The whole buy-in of the whole hockey part, I don't care about. I don't like hockey. I don't get it. So that's an uphill battle that I'm facing every time I open the book.
Mm-hmm.
Danilo, how do you feel about hockey?
I am neutral about hockey.
Neutral.
On my
about H.
On my hierarchy of sports, I'm not a huge sports watcher. I can watch hockey because there's a lot happening.
Yeah,
but also there's fewer points, and so that makes any individual point more interesting. Whereas I don't really like basketball because there's a lot happening. There's also a lot of points, so I feel like it's hard to care.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. I see. Whoa.
Does anyone drink an icy? They don't drink
icy
ices. They drink smoothies.
They drink a blueberry smoothie from Straw and Berry, which is what the restaurant is called that Kip Grady works at.
So the book starts with Kip Grady. He is a loser working at a smoothie restaurant.
Chud loser who works at a smoothie restaurant.
He's a 26-year-old who lives in Manhattan. He
lives in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, with his parents.
Yes, with his parents.
Danilo.
But he works because sometimes he stays at his friend's apartment, who looks out over Central Park or something. And his whole deal is he works at the smoothie shop and hates his job, but also won't apply to any other jobs and also won't apply to grad school.
Yeah, he's in a slump. So how serendipitous is it when famous hockey star, captain of the Admirals, Scott Hunter, comes in, who is also in a slump, and after Kip Grady makes him
the New York Admiral. Cardinals a real hockey team?
Yeah, I don't actually know.
No.
No, that's not real.
I went through most of the book thinking that they're
I assume it had to be real. Possibly is real.
Does
Uh-oh.
Benjamin Netanyahu. Reid game changer. Does New York City have a NHL team?
Yeah,
you know, we like
Rangers.
to
Rangers.
we like to do our research on the show.
Yeah, we do research live on air. The Rangers, brother.
See, you know more about that than I do.
I do.
They have two.
Yeah.
The New York Islanders. Interesting.
That is so interesting.
So
we're vamping because there's not really a lot to talk about.
This is maybe one of the most boring books I've read.
Yeah.
And then the interesting stuff that you want to happen happens in the last 30 pages. Then it's done.
Yeah. It is really boring for the first 290 something pages, just because every chapter. And I get it. We're here for the blowjobs and the fucking. Which it's it's objectively there's some hot stuff going on.
True. I won't disagree with that.
No, there's some hot stuff going on, but the problem for me lies in that every chapter ends the same way, and that they save everything for the end of the book, which I actually find is a little compelling because Scott Hunter, so they're gay,
right?
Which is important.
I think we can give a super quick synopsis of the first 270 pages of this 330-page book.
Yeah.
Scott Hunter goes into the smoothie store where Kip is working, orders a blueberry smoothie. That night, he wins the game, and he keeps coming back for more blueberry smoothies.
Yep.
And Kip and Scott start flirting, and then they start going out, and then they have sex, and then they start having a relationship. But it's a secret relationship because Scott Hunter is a super big hockey player with lots of sponsorships and stuff. So he can't come out because there's, because society. And then the interesting stuff starts to happen. Yep. The stuff where as soon as they met, you're like, ooh, I wonder where they're going to get to the part where the fact that one guy works at a smoothie shop and the other guy is super rich. When does that become a problem? When is it going to become a problem that one of them's sort of like has to be in the closet because of his job? That all happens in about 30 pages at the end, and then the book ends.
Yeah, then the book ends. And they win the Stanley Cup. We're 2 for 2 where book characters win a Stanley Cup.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
I think that can't be the only thing that happens in these hockey books.
No, surely not.
There's like divisional championships, surely.
Surely there's another competition or something that they should be preparing for. But yeah, that is what happens. Every chapter ends, they go to their apartment and they have sex, which, shouts out, I've had sex in an apartment before. That's pretty cool.
It's super relatable.
It's so relatable.
The hard part is the only interesting thing about them is that they're gay.
Yes.
Which I would, we're not gay, but that seems like potentially problematic.
Yeah.
From a representation standpoint.
Yeah, that's their only character trait is that they're gay.
Until the end when stuff starts to happen, and then they sort of become characters, but then it's never addressed and it's fine, and then it's happily ever after.
Yeah, yeah. And there's stuff, they try to give Kip stuff, one person wrote it. She tries to give Kip stuff
Rachel Reid is a committee.
Yeah. Yeah. The RRC wrote this book. Rachel Reid Committee, of course. They try to give Kip interests and stuff, but the whole thing
is he's in a slump, so he doesn't pursue any interests.
Yeah, it's a little. It's just not very good.
I thought I knew what filler was, and then I was reading this. Holy crap! I have to. There's one section. So this is a conversation between our two main characters well into the book. This is up on page 136. This takes up about half a page. So, what's your schedule like this week? Scott asked, his voice a little lower. I work Tuesday to Friday. Nothing in the evenings, though. I'm in town all week. I know, I checked. I've got long morning practices on Monday and Tuesday, but you'll be at work anyway. Maybe we could, Kip said at the same time that Scott said, will you be coming to my place tomorrow night? Sure, yeah, of course, Kip said. Be kind of convenient for work the next morning, too. If you let me get any sleep, that is. I will, I promise, eventually. They both laughed. Then Scott said, shit, I have to go. Sorry, but I'll see you tomorrow, right? And I'll let you know about those tickets. Yeah, tomorrow for sure. And good luck tonight. Thanks. Talk to you later. Okay. Bye, Scott.
That is compelling stuff.
It's all like logistics and them talking about just like, hey, when's your shift tomorrow? Oh, it's this. Oh, how are you? I'm doing good. How was your game? It was good. How's that teammate? That teammate went like this. Oh, that's interesting. I made smoothies today. Wow. How's your dad? Good. It's absurd.
Yeah, it's just dudes talking and dudes fucking, you know? Yep. And if that's what you like and if that's what you're into, I mean, I guess this book might be for you, but I just don't. I counted first fuck on page 50, 10 pages later again, and then it's about every 10 pages until there's actual conflict. Yeah. I think this book also made me retroactively hate Icebreaker in that it's just... Yeah, I think I was charmed by, this is the first sort of one of these books I'm reading, and this one is the exact same. And so fuck Icebreaker too.
I think it's a fine line. I was flipping through Icebreaker and I'm like, okay, there's something a little bit more charming here. And I think the characters in Icebreaker are a little bit more real people. Like they had she has a planner and she's sort of type A. Like that is a very basic personality trait. Kip has no personality traits whatsoever.
No, and they move in really quick and they say I love you really quick and everything is very quick and we're just trying to get to
and anyone they tell about is like fine. Like it's nice, I would say. There's the stereotype of the tragic gay lovers, throughout literary history. It's always a tragedy and the gay lovers can never be together because one of them dies or something horrible happens. So I think it's nice in that like we can read about good stuff happening and then it ends nicely, but also there has to be a story and a book and conflict. And so unfortunately that requires bad stuff to happen. And so,
which is not, the genre is not,
that nothing interesting happens.
No, the genre, these books are just for the porn, right? Like, cause nothing interesting is happening. These characters are nothing. I've heard that Heated Rivalry is actually quite good, and people just skip this one, and nobody ever talks about it.
I certainly hope so, because even the concept I have of heated rivalry in my head seems more interesting than this. Yeah. I think making one of them not a hockey player is very. It's certainly a choice.
Well, though, because then he has nothing to do.
Right.
Not only is he not a hockey player,
he's not anything.
He's not anything.
A loser.
We don't see him. It's not like he gets into NYU, but like he's poor, right? And so like the whole thing is like, I couldn't afford it, and he refused to take any of Scott's money, and suddenly gets into NYU and is like, I'm going. And you're like, Are you? Are you sure? That's going to be really expensive. You're going to have to pay for that with money you don't have.
You're going to have to ask your boyfriend again for money that he already offered to go to NYU.
Yeah,
he doesn't really have any hobbies.
No, he doesn't have hobbies. He doesn't do anything. He goes to Barnes and Noble, and that seems strangely calming to him.
He likes history.
He likes history,
and then he applies to one entry-level job and doesn't get it.
He likes history, and then when he's at the history museum, Scott is like, "What's this?" He's like, "I don't fucking know."
I think it's a Grecian urn or something.
Yeah. It's a knight in armor. We spend so much time at the hockey rink. They go to a museum one time, and I understand it's like they can't go out, but Kip would want to go to the museum by himself.
I think we probably spend more time in Scott's apartment than we do at a hockey rink.
We do. There's a lot in Scott's apartment, and the whole time they're like, "This place looked boring but fancy," and so they're like, "Oh, cool."
It was such a nice apartment. Wow, so evocative.
There's 3 bathrooms. Oh, wow.
For one man, 3 bathrooms to fuck in.
This book should have happened. All of the events in this book should have taken place on September 10th, 2001. And the next day, are you going to practice? I would turn on the news.
There's just an unbelievable amount of dramatic irony. They go with Scott. Kip walks Scott right to the gate of the airport. There's no security. Everyone's like, what is this? You flip to the beginning and it says like September 10th, 2001.
The events of this book takes place on September 10th, 2001. That might be interesting. Or there'll certainly be interesting.
I have a long list of how to make this book better, but it doesn't really matter. Should we get to the interesting part of the book?
Yeah.
So the whole time you're wondering like, okay, where's the book?
Yeah.
And then finally it happens. There's sort of tension between them because Scott is rich, Kip is poor. And Scott offers to pay Kip's student loans. Kip says no.
Well, he just cuts him a check for $50,000.
Yeah.
And he's like, my student loans aren't even $50,000. Like, that's just insane you can do that.
And they'd only been together
2 months, I think.
2 months or something, which I sort of get. Like it's an interesting quandary. It shows about the characters. Kip doesn't want to take it because he feels some amount of pride. They sort of don't know each other super well. They can't be public, and so it's kind of iffy. And Scott is like, this money is like nothing to me.
Yeah, this is nothing to me. I own New York City. They really do. The Admirals. It's so funny to me that this book. Like hockey is just everybody's favorite thing. There's no movies, there's no TV, there's no other sports.
Love interests don't even watch TV. They just watch hockey.
They watch
TV
hockey and they watch
parents.
ESPN.
And their parents
it's
are
like state media. Like it exists in like a dystopic United
everyone
States.
has a framed photo of Wayne Gretzky in their house. Yeah. You can't leave it. You can't leave it uncovered.
No,
it has to always be looking down on
and
you.
Somebody tried to steal a framed photo of Wayne Gretzky, and they died in that North Korean camp.
Every time you go to New York City, you have to have like a tour guide with you, and they only show you like the good parts.
I just think I was always under the impression that hockey was not really all that popular in the grand scheme of sports. You know what I mean?
No. I think the one interesting thing that is hockey related that
is the ice.
Happens
is the skates.
Wait, what do you mean?
You said that one interesting hockey related thing is, and I said the skates.
Like what they weigh on their feet?
Oh, sure. I was just thinking of an interesting hockey related thing.
Like in terms of like a book, I guess the only thing I can think of is I suppose they're professional athletes, so they're hot, so that we have that going.
But important.
Also normal people can be hot,
and also famously, hockey players are ugly. Just that's like a thing. And their faces are all bashed and they're all missing teeth. Yeah. That's kind of
so.
The thing.
Wouldn't a super attractive hockey player mean that you're bad at hockey?
Bad, yeah. Well, he does say like he never gets into fights. But it's not always up to you. Like you don't just start the fight. Somebody will just turn you around and bash your
also,
head.
it's a physical sport. It's like I never get body checked. It's like it's a quarterback who plays like I never get tackled. Okay, I don't know if you're playing the game right. So there's that. I like the part where there's stuff going on in his personal life, and Scott gets into a fight, and he never gets into a fight because he's like a good boy. There's absolutely no fallout from that, and no one cares, and no one forgets it immediately. But I thought it had the potential to be interesting, the way conversations about your schedule and when the next time you're going to have sex isn't.
Yeah, that's not. That might be a relatable thing for some busy people out there. They're like, I want to read a book about busy people trying to lick some pre-cum up.
Busy people. Where am I going to fit licking pre-cum into my schedule?
Let's see. I have my job interview at 2, and you have that.
I work part-time at a smoothie restaurant. I have the whole afternoon and evening open every day of my whole life.
And he works part-time as some sort of server who gets contracted to do events. But as far as I know, that happens once. And he's like
on call for catering.
Yeah,
he only does it once, and it's at a gala that Scott is at.
Uh-oh.
And Kip has like a rich friend who's like a woman who works for like a big tech something, and she's barely in it, and she doesn't matter, and she has no personality.
No. Yeah, they also
how can you be so poor and have so many rich friends? I think at a certain point it becomes impressive. Like you're not leveraging any of this. And any of this?
I think it's pretty
cool. You want a job at the museum? Have Scott Hunter take the $50,000. Say, hey, New York Museum of Natural History, Scott Hunter would like to sponsor an exhibit. Give Kip Grady a job. Use American nepotism to your benefit.
You have to do it. You live in a capitalist world. You have to take advantage of it.
Scott Hunter is a capitalist.
This book, published in 2018, has a character say, I want to be a cop. And another person goes, good. Kip Grady says, good, you should be a cop.
He's like, I want to be either a social worker or a cop.
They should give you a gun right now.
The hockey player to local cop pipeline.
I want to join the
Imagine
Ministry
get
of
arrested
Truth.
by Scott. Imagine getting stop and frisked by Scott Hunter in the NYPD.
Stop and body checked by Scott Hunter.
On September 10th, 2001. Oh, that was such a bad day.
Scott Hunter would have been one of the first guys in that building, though. I tell you what.
Firefighter or no.
No.
His skates are on. He's playing hockey at Madison Square Garden. He hears about 9/11. He runs down
with his skates
Fifth
still
Avenue
on.
with his skates still on.
That would be a beautiful scene, but unfortunately, no.
Unfortunately, born in the wrong time.
Yeah, there's no again, similar to Icebreaker, and I know this is not the genre, and I know this is my fault, but just am always waiting for some unimaginable tragedy to happen. Like somebody brought a gun into the hockey game.
Well, they get hurt and then they have sex and then it's fine.
Yeah.
That's like if anyone got hurt and there was any repercussions at all that lasted more than 5 pages, that would, I think, do a lot for the plotting.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, when you're physically incapacitated, you can't, be spreading your ass cheeks or something.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't do that. Not when you've dove in front of a hockey puck.
I know.
Yeah.
Something you probably do all the time.
Yeah. And also, I get the vibe like the New York Admirals kind of suck.
But they win the Stanley Cup,
They
man.
do. Somehow they win the Stanley Cup. I think it's funny. I just really can't get over that this is a hockey forward society. Everybody loves hockey.
The smoothie barista knows who the captain of the local hockey team is. Listen, we're from Minnesota, the state of hockey.
True.
You put a gun to my head. I can't name a single player on the Minnesota Wild. I know people who would because I know people who like hockey, but I couldn't tell you.
No, me neither.
Oh, the Wild are out of the playoffs.
I know.
Oh no, Minnesota
my
sports. God. Whatever.
If only Scott Grady was on that. Scott Grady. It's Scott Hunter.
Scott Grady. He took his name.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Anyway, I mean, what the fuck else?
I don't know. Oh, we had a bet.
Oh yeah, I owe you money.
No, I think here's the thing. I'm not saying this. I was reading it immediately. I turned the first page. I'm like, okay, so I won this bet because your bet was it's written the exact same way as Icebreaker.
Yep.
First person switching perspectives every chapter.
Yeah.
It is third person, but it does sort of switch perspectives every chapter. I think it's a wash.
It's a wash.
I think I think it's a wash.
That's true. It's they.
Too bad one of them is so boring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're both boring. Like the only interesting thing about them is that they are gay.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. They're not like dealing with any. I mean, the whole thing is that Scott Grady can't come out because the NHL is famously, and this is real, homophobic.
Mm-hmm.
Or
like many like male,
players,
like
athletes.
any male major league sports in the United States or North America or anywhere.
And so that is an interesting problem. But the book you're reading is not going to be filled with people not being okay with that. They're going to be like they're mentioned. Like somebody does call the guy Scott gets into a fight with. He calls him the F slur, and then he like bashes his face in.
And some mean online comments are mentioned after the fact.
Yeah,
but other than that,
but everybody he comes out to directly is of course super okay and supportive with it. And even the people who seem weirded out are just upset that he didn't tell them sooner.
Yeah.
And I understand that this is a cozy book and you're supposed to like feel good when you're reading it, but is that?
But also if you're like if that's not happening, something else has to be happening.
Yeah, something else has to be happening.
Because it's sort of incredible where they started having a secret relationship almost immediately, and they talk about like being worried that like some secret is going to come out. But you'd think the central tension of the book would be, is this secret going to come out? There's maybe like one scene where they ever worry about it. Other than that, everyone in their life is like, yep, batten down the hatches. We've never told anyone. No one ever sees us. It's totally fine. It's a non-issue.
Yeah, it would have been, I mean, a more interesting plot point would be that it comes out and it was not in their control.
Right, like, or like one of the friends lets it out by accident. Someone who's a journalist and breaks the story. Like, and then there's tension in that friendship. And
I think it can still be like a cozy book. You can still have everybody be okay with it. It's just something happened, and maybe Kip. So Kip's friend Sean, he doesn't tell Sean because Sean is like a gossip and he's going to tell everybody. say Kip does tell Sean, it gets out. Everybody's okay with it, but maybe Sean is a bigger character in this version of the book. And so Kip is like, what the fuck, man? I can't trust you with anything. And he's like, no, but it worked out. And it's like, well, that's not the point. And you still have like conflict there.
Well, we've famously been against the trope in romances of, oh, it was just a misunderstanding, and if they talk for 2 seconds. In this book, I would kill for a misunderstanding that they could just obtusely never talk about, because they don't need that. Not even that happens.
No, I know. That really nothing happens. I really do think, though, the last 30 pages are for me were really compelling.
That's what the whole book should have been.
It really
like
should
that
have.
Story,
because it was just tense enough where I wanted to find out what happened.
Yeah.
And if that was happening, and there's like allusions to it, Kip is really unhappy with their secret relationship.
Yeah.
But only it gets to its breaking point right before it's resolved. Like, if it was from the jump a problem, I think there's a lot more room for interesting narrative things. I thank fucking God they like separate for a little bit.
Right.
Not like Icebreaker where they're just
they're
together the whole fucking time. I think that's so stupid. And I was trying to think, I got coffee with my mom yesterday, and I was talking about, we're doing Game Changer for the show. So my favorite movie, well, top 3 favorite movies, When Harry Met Sally. Okay. That's a rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to think of like, okay, so what makes that so compelling? And I don't feel the need to complain like, oh, how come, nothing
died.
Happened. Yeah, nothing
I was waiting
happened.
for someone to walk into the diner with a gun or something.
I think it's just that both of those characters you care so deeply about.
Because they're like characters.
That's fully why realized, fleshed out characters, and they're not together the whole time. They get together at the end. That's the point of a romance. I don't understand the genre of them being together the whole time. I do if you want to read pornography, because that's how you get the pornography. But fucking.
I think it's because it's more interested in, these books are more interested in being pornography than they are in being romances.
Yeah.
Because you can't have pornography if they're not together.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's
interesting.
All of the great romances ever that people, Jane Austen, the characters, this is like the most basic.
Mr. Darcy is barely in it, and we never get his point of view.
Yep.
And so you're like, with Elizabeth, you're like, what is going on
and
with this guy?
He's still an unbelievably compelling character.
Right, exactly.
One of the most famous literary
and you're like, oh, what's going on with him? You're never like, what's going on in the mind of Kip Grady?
Yeah, I know.
What a compelling character.
I know what's going on in the mind. He's eating meatloaf with his mom.
Watching hockey.
They're
like
watching
everyone
hockey.
In this universe.
Everybody sits down. Everybody wakes up. It's like 1984. They're 2 minutes of hockey. And
I don't know. Because you don't want them. The hard part is she makes it the only interesting thing about these characters is that they're gay. And so you want the tension and conflict to come from the fact that they're gay.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to be the person who's like, there should be more homophobia in this book to make it more interesting. But there has to be something.
There needs to be something.
Maybe the smoothie shop closes. I don't know.
Yeah,
anything.
Or just have Kip. There's so many ways that this book could be more compelling. And at the end, when stuff is actually going on, it is compelling
because then it shows who the characters are.
Yeah. But you could just easily apply those strokes of writing to the rest of the book.
I know.
I really don't get, and I really think that is what Heated Rivalry is, because the whole point is that these guys
they're on opposite hockey teams,
and they do kind of hate each other, but they do also have sex.
Right.
But I know this, they're not together the whole time.
I wonder if that's why Enemies to Lovers works, is because you solve the problem of they can be having sex all the time, but they're not together the whole time.
Yeah.
I think that's why Enemies to Lovers can be romance and can also be pornography.
And I'm talking out of my ass because we haven't read it. We're going to next.
Yeah.
But Heated Rivalry is already more compelling to me because they're both characters who want the same thing, and they're on opposite sides. They both want to win the Stanley Cup. One of them is
Russian, and that already is more compelling than either of these two characters. And he makes an appearance in Game Changer, Ilya Razumov, I think.
Yep.
And it's so funny. From his first appearance, you're like, who is this guy?
Yeah, it's so obvious. This book came out first. It's so obvious that, and which I think she realized, which is why the next one and all of the rest of them, he is like a prominent figure in them.
A lot of like writing advice or writing lectures, they talk about you want to have your book be about the most interesting person in the book.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, I think, or first time or, early career writers, they write a book about from the point of view of like the generic person and the person that the main character interacts with people who are so much more interesting than the main character.
Yeah.
And in this book, we have two of those.
Yeah. Or you'd have to be like a spectacular writer. Like this book is not stoner.
No,
like it's not like
it's not a tragic slice of life of a fictional
of
New
a
York
smoothie
hockey
shop.
player.
No, the stoner version would be
if
about
Kip
Kip
was the owner of the smoothie shop. That would be interesting
because he wants to keep his business afloat, and maybe Scott Hunter is like, I can give you money to keep your business afloat.
Or I
and
can
it's
like
no, that's not
sponsor
the
it, but
point.
then people will be asking, why is Scott Hunter sponsoring a random smoothie shop? And people start asking questions, and maybe they do that and they don't really think it out, and then someone spills. There's a billion ways to make this more interesting and have them still be fucking.
Yes, or just fucking anybody. Like that's why Icebreaker is successful, and it's right from the jump. Because if you're just there for the sex, she is just having sex with somebody else before she's with the guy she's gonna be having sex with for the rest of the book, and then it sort of falls apart.
Yeah. Let's just talk about the end, the most interesting part.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead?
Sure. So, Kip is so this is really weird. Kip is not being forced to do this, but has just like sort of become okay with the idea of being this guy's like, he even makes reference to it, his pet. Like he's just like lives in the house and doesn't ever do anything. And right from the jump, I'm waiting for him to be upset with it. And he's really okay with it for a long time and then suddenly can't take it anymore.
Yeah, they say I love you and then it's fine. And then I don't even know what happens. It's just sort of the book decides he has to have a problem with it.
So he gets sick of doing that. He wants Scott to come out. Scott is like, I keep telling you I cannot do that for understandable reasons.
Yeah.
But I think they both are coming from this place and they both have this realization like, oh, I've been being an asshole about this. Or I've been asking too much.
Or we've been avoiding
person.
Talking about this. There could have been that realization. It's not really drip fed you the whole time. You as a reader are like, so when are they gonna talk about this problem? But
for a brief moment, about 250 pages into the book, I was like, "Are they never going to address it?"
I was waiting for like something horribly tragic to happen to him. Like Kip gets hit by a car or something. And then I'm like, I would think 250. I'm like, is one of them going to fucking die at the end?
Or like Kip gets hit by a car. Somehow Scott finds out in the middle of an important game and leaves.
Oh, the Stanley Cup game.
The Stanley Cup game. He leaves. Just something. But no
anything.
But he. Instead,
Scott, so they have it's like a classic impasse.
Yeah. They have this impasse. They have this big fight. Kip walks out. They don't talk for like 2 weeks or whatever. This is while they're in the playoffs, and as we've established, unless Scott Hunter is happy in his personal life, he sucks ass at hockey.
Yes,
he's the worst hockey player ever.
And something that really makes him happy is smoothies. So he is playing like shit.
By
the time you're a professional athlete, shouldn't that not be an issue anymore?
I would think so.
Not such a big part of your life. Anyway,
he's playing like shit. He's feeling like shit. Eventually, he's back in town. Kip is at the smoothie shop, pissed off. Scott shows up and he's like, "Can we talk?
Can I have my fucking smoothie? I need my good luck smoothie for my boy toy."
They do talk. They sort it all out. But Kip is like, "You are gonna have to come out," and he's like, "I will do it after the playoffs." Or after the whole thing is over, after the post,
which is I think a wonderful compromise. I'm like, wow, perfect.
But Scott is feeling really good and he's feeling really in love, and so he brings in his best friends on the hockey team, and he comes out to them, and they're okay with it, of course. But they all warn against. They're like, "Hey, this is gonna be kind of huge."
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Reid does something smart here, where she makes the coach of the hockey team black.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Scott comes out to him, he's like, "Hey, when I didn't have to come out as black, but people were judging me when I was playing. Obviously, I dealt with all this racist bullshit, and nobody ever cared about my hockey. They just cared about this like revolutionary thing I was doing."
Yeah, he was saying like, "Oh, everyone called me a trailblazer and did all these things," but he's like, "I just wanted to play hockey."
Yeah, and Scott's like, "Oh, I feel the same way." And so he's like, I don't envy your position, but I think you could really do some good. Like other people would really appreciate this. And so Scott, they win the Stanley Cup. He's gonna plan to come out after they win at some conference or whatever. But instead, he just brings Kip onto the ice and they kiss, and he comes out like to the reporter right there, which is good stuff.
Yeah.
They go to this like Vegas hockey banquet. Scott wins this award. He like reaffirms his coming out as like a real thing. He makes mention to Kip, who's in the audience. He says that he loves this guy. This is not a joke. I teared up.
Aw.
I thought that was really nice. They're dancing. They go to this gay club. It's Scott Hunter's first time at a gay club. They're having a good time. They say like, we're going to change the world. That's how the book ends.
Yeah. And I sort of liked the whole time because Scott because he's always been playing hockey, like he's sort of inexperienced at
seems pretty
the stuff.
to me.
It's right at the beginning. I'm like, oh, finally a character trait.
Yeah.
And then he gets he like XP levels up. It's like he gets over leveled. Really, it's like he's under leveled, and then he goes to like a late game area and picks up
he
some
was
XP.
farming XP, farming XP from Kip Grady. I think it's funny. Listen, I'm not gay, but I can't imagine how nervous it would be for somebody in Scott Hunter's position to be having sex with somebody who is fully out and has embraced like this life, and be nervous in the bedroom. And I was like, oh, is this going to be part of the book that like Scott is bad at this because he never does it? And maybe the thing that he is the worst at is he gives head too awesome. He's like, that was the only mention
they say that he's bad, but they also say he's like, but I'm like fucking men in Italy and Spain all the time, multiple times a year. So I'm like, how inexperienced are you? Really?
Yeah. He's just that was a little. I think maybe just as the writing isn't good enough to try to make it clear that he's inexperienced in the lifestyle part of it.
Sure.
But he's fine with the having sex part of
guess.
it. Even though the first time they have sex, he's like, well, I haven't really ever done this. But that's not true because
then you say you have.
Yeah.
Because you're a millionaire with so many resources.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess that's an important thing about Scott is like he goes for the whole fucking season without having sex or like being with anybody. He lives this horrifically lonely life. And then in the off season, he'll go to places where nobody gives a shit about hockey. And it's just so not America.
Yeah.
That's important because again, this is a hockey dominated society.
Yeah.
At the age of 6, every little boy is handed a hockey stick.
And everyone in the United States knows about hockey, and no one outside of the United States has ever heard of hockey.
Yeah.
Because
it is a fully insular society.
I feel like in this world, the United States and Canada have sort of merged into like a super state of hockey.
So in the off season, he would go to pick up guys discreetly in Italy or Spain or whatever.
Places where they don't know what hockey is.
Yeah, they say. I gotta say this right now. The funniest thing about Kip is that when he gets turned on, they make a mention that his Brooklyn accent comes out. And so he's like, "Hi Scott, how are you?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm getting fucking horny over here. I'm fucking Scott Hunter over here." And he's like, "I love," and it always says he drawled. Isn't that only for like a Southern accent? Like you drawled. I'm gonna fuck you. See,
you play hockey.
You play hockey there, huh? Yeah, it's there. It feels stupid to complain about this book for it not being what I want it to be, but I really think that just comes from me truly not understanding why somebody would like this.
It just feels like it would be so easy to make it just slightly more compelling.
Yeah.
The way that Icebreaker is like every part of it is just compelling enough to get you to be like, okay, I'll keep reading.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep reading. But they're talking about schedules and his FaceTime rang and he was in bed and my roommate is here, so let me go outside, and now I'm outside in the alley and I'm talking to you. And I go back inside, and
I'm not the reader for it. Like I'm not excited when they're just gonna have like phone sex. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see them further their relationship.
Right.
So
and they don't do that. You can't do that really without conflict or someone not being okay with the situation.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be serious. Like the conflict in Harry Met Sally is Billy Crystal's a fucking dickhead.
Right.
And then he learns to stop being a dickhead.
There's something about in this cozy sort of sphere, authors making characters unlikable or have flaws, because then it's the whole like TikTokification brain rot. Like if every person in your book isn't morally perfect by today's stand, that is not perfectly like morally implacable, then they're bad, and a reader's not going to like it and think they're bad, and it's going to take them out, and they're not going to read the book.
Yeah.
And so that means everyone, because they have no flaws, have no character traits. And so they're just talking about schedules and apartments and galas and what are you wearing to the gala, and you look hot in what you're wearing to the gala.
There's the part where a guy kisses Kip.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, is Kip gonna cheat on
That's what
Scott?
I thought so too, yeah.
And like that would have been an interesting point of conflict. But the book makes it very clear that the other guy kissed Kip. That Kip did not kiss him.
Uh-huh.
And
because they're sort of on the outs, and there's
and there's too many characters. What the fuck does Kyle bring to this book?
Or when they were like, I don't remember. There was one of the players got ejected from the
Zulo,
fired from the team for a fight. Zuko, he had to go learn fire from his uncle.
The opposite of ice.
He
gets
it's
ejected, and it's never.
It literally does nothing for the plot. You're like, oh man, is Scott gonna have to do something, or is he gonna have to travel more? And they're not gonna see each other, and their relationship is gonna no. It's just like, oh, I had a crazy day at work. One of my coworkers got fired. Oh, really? Wow, that's interesting. Let me suck your dick. Okay.
He's not, which, shouts out. That would be awesome to come home from a long day of my coworker getting fired and get my dick sucked on. That whole thing I was so confused by, because I kept waiting for him to be like this horrific homophobe
or something.
Or like a foil that he's dealing with the whole time. And then that gets wrapped up right away, because there's no.
And I understand like the impulse to not bring like the social heaviness of homophobia to your gay romance
to
book.
write the gay romance about the closeted guy in the NHL.
And also, it is about it at the end, because that's why it can't come out. So, and also, if you're not going to do that, something else has to happen.
Yeah. Because if you're not going to do that, Kip Grady has to get hit by a car.
Isn't Scott like an orphan or something?
An orphan, yeah, he is.
So he doesn't have any parent. Like, there's no tension.
Yeah.
Like, it's two people with no connections, no jobs or prospects, with no problems, having sex with each other, and then we just get just enough interest right at the end to like edge it over the hoop.
It's not a good. Ilya seems to be a compelling character, so I am actually excited to read Heated Rivalry.
Yes.
It's just, and there's just nothing.
It's just nothing.
It's just nothing.
The first,
my flight taking off tomorrow, Kip, is United 93. We're going to the Pentagon. It says.
The Pentagon. I was supposed to go to Oklahoma. It says PTG, Pentagon. They have a code now.
Oh, I got rerouted, huh?
They updated my app.
What's that? What's that Robert Pattinson movie that isn't about 9/11 at all? And then at the very end, he's going in an elevator, and the camera zooms out, and he's in the Twin Towers.
I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about. I have not seen that. That's what Game Changer should be.
That should have happened
the day the game was changed. Yeah, I marked it down. This book is 350 pages long. Page 227 is the first bit of real conflict.
Nice, that's good.
I'd written down ways to make the book better. The secret gets out. Scott is rich, Kip is not. That sort of ends up happening. But the tension is resolved immediately. Scott gets injured for real.
He gets like horrifically injured, but he's sort of like Colossus from the X-Men.
He's like, it looks really bad, but it doesn't hurt that much. I get bruises like this all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Maybe Scott has sex with someone else on the road.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like used to doing that or something. Who knows? Maybe Kip feels like he's being used. maybe any of them have any
Which
sort
that
of...
is in the book.
Yeah, I guess.
Kip
Yeah.
That's
I guess
part
at
of the
end.
conflict.
That's part of the... I wrote all these things down during the part of the book
Oh,
where nothing
okay,
was
I see.
happening. I'm like, how can you make this interesting? And it eventually, some of it ends up happening. Maybe, any homophobic parents or anything. Maybe I wrote this down. Maybe someone from the team gets cut and Kip has to play hockey.
He has to play on a professional NHL team.
Exactly.
They didn't just draft anybody
Just
else
last
up.
minute of the Stanley Cup Finals.
You
We
have
need
Kip,
a
get in
guy.
there.
Professional hockey team, and they just can't find another hockey player to save their life. It has to be Kip.
All of the other hockey teams besides the two just died in 9/11.
It's September 12th.
Tensions are low.
2001.
New York has to bring this home.
It's like how they did SNL that week. They have to play the hockey game. And Rudy Giuliani can be there.
America's mayor. America's power forward.
Until the actual stuff starts happening. It's a story about a juice barista who doesn't land a job at a museum. Oh, man. And it never, like you were saying before, it is a heavy topic that major league sports are homophobic, that there can't be openly gay players. And a lot of that is tied to money and capitalism and commerce and ads and stuff. That's never brought up or mentioned.
Yeah, well, he's
Really.
worried he's going to lose his sponsorships for being gay. The
Right.
thing is, he doesn't.
He talks about it's always a hypothetical problem, and
Yeah.
it's never investigated of maybe why is that a problem for this industry that relies on advertisement
right.
what's the human cost of these things? It's
Yeah.
sort of like, it's a problem, and then he comes out and it's fine, and the only negative reactions is like maybe one guy looked at him weird, and there's some mean comments online that we don't know about.
Yeah.
That's all that happens.
I think it's kind of cool that at the end, Scott Hunter says, I just got Twitter. I don't really know why he says that, but it's like, I just got Twitter.
I just got
You
it.
follow me on the Everything app, the Everything app.
I waited until I came out as a professional hockey player to download the most toxic app in existence. I wonder what they're saying about me after this. This will be fun. That's the book.
That's the book.
I don't know. There's nothing else.
That's the book.
That's it. I was curious about. It felt like there was a lot more sex in this book.
There had to have been
Yeah.
more sex in this book.
I have some stats.
Oh, good.
So the icebreaker, their total page count is 429. The sex page count. So these are pages.
Full pages where sex is happening
This is pages,
with penetration.
full pages, or partial pages where explicit sexual acts are taking place.
Okay.
Because I was flipping through icebreaker. It's a lot generally more hornier.
Yeah.
Like people are looking at people or thinking about things, but there's not as many explicit sex acts. So percent sex is 8%. Icebreaker is
8%.
8% sex on the page. Game Changer is 15% sex on the page.
Whoa.
By page count. Almost double.
Wow.
We're going to cut. I have this here. I wanted to weigh how much sex, but my digital scale was broken. So I might have that stat for next time. I couldn't find a charger.
Weigh how much sex. How would you even do that? Weigh the one page on the digital
Well, I was
scale?
going to weigh the book
and
and then see how much a page weighs.
Right,
in,
and
like
then just
grams,
subtract
and then
it.
subtract
Yeah.
or multiply it. Yeah. So maybe I'll have that for next time.
Yeah, I feel bad that we talk so much about Icebreaker and not this, because I genuinely think that the love in this book is a lot more compelling. I think is unfortunate that it's just more compelling because they're gay.
And it could be more compelling, I think, in the hands of someone who's not shying away from more conflict.
Yeah. And it really, like, seriously, when we say nothing happens, Kip is just going to the apartment and they're fucking each other, and that's it. Like, at
And
least
they talk about, are you going to apply to this job? No.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know. He at least said, like, in Icebreaker, they're at least going places.
Right.
And like
they can go to the club where their
Yeah.
teammate knows the manager.
right. And so they can have sex in the bathroom.
I wonder if Rachel Reid at some point realized, they can't go anywhere because he's famous and also closeted.
I mean, probably that.
And there's 200 pages of it.
Yeah, it's really they just hang out in the apartment, and like a better writer would be able to make that more compelling, but it's just not here.
It'd have to be more internal. They'd have to be real characters, which means then stuff would happen. But we can't have that.
If you have, I mean, not to talk about Stoner again, but that's, I mean, a book where nothing happens. But it's compelling because it is like a horrifically tragic slice of life story.
Yeah.
And I understand in your cozy romance novel, you don't want to have there be like horrible tragedy, but the horrible tragedy in a book like Stoner is because of how normal it all is.
Yeah.
And like this is a book about like you and me and just
also,
what the mistakes we make.
I don't know how many times I have to say this. Homophobia in Major League Sports is like a heavy topic that you chose.
Yeah.
That you ended your book with solving ostensibly.
Yeah.
And so it's weird to shy away from all that the whole time.
I'm excited because the books exist in this shared in the Rachel Reid verse.
Yeah.
That I wonder how
I think the next book they're all gay.
yeah, everybody's gay, and it's about a straight player who's nervous about coming out, just like Joe Biden wanted.
There's like a parallel league
just for straight guys.
We have to start again. It's like a right wing victim. It's like something Ben Shapiro would release. It's about the only straight hockey player in Biden's NHL.
That is 1,000%, 1,000% what it would be. But now that Ilya is, he's like at the gay bar, and the book all but at the end is like he's gay too. Like I wonder if there just are more, because I always thought the central tension of Heated Rivalry was also that they're gay, but maybe it really is just that they're on opposite teams.
Yeah, because I think there's a rivalry,
a heated one, perhaps.
But they're so cold on that rink.
Do you think are those made up hockey teams too that they're part of? Are they all made up hockey teams?
They've got to be. There's no way the publisher's legal department would have cleared.
There's no way. The homophobic like. NHL.
Yeah, the actual real life homophobic NHL. That's why this is a parallel universe. Do you think this takes place in the Icebreaker universe as well?
I think all the hockey books, according to me, take place.
Do you think Scott Hunter ever plays against Nate Hawkins?
Oh my God, that would be unreal. That would be unreal. Two studs going at it, two hard body bros.
There's definitely a fanfic of that.
Oh yeah, Nate Hawkins and Scott Hunter.
Hold on.
You might have to dive deep into like
I might have to,
or something.
Yeah. I don't know if a Google search will be pulling up what I need here. Should we read some 1-star book reviews?
Yeah, let's do it.
Have anything else to say?
No, I feel bad, but I really don't.
I think Heated Rivalry is going to be what we want.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think that's what a lot of people say.
I'm excited for sordid gay hockey romance. I thought that was what this was.
Me too.
And I guess technically it is, but it's just boring.
Well, because one of them's not a hockey player.
Yeah, I think that is insane to me. Is that one of them?
Because then any scene when they're playing hockey on the rink, you're like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
it's like a guy. It's a rich guy talking to his agent and his manager about someone who got fired who we have never met before.
Yep.
Anyway, okay. 1 star. This book was so long and boring. Half the time I was snoozing.
True. Me too.
This is from Kin. Every time I thought this was going to get slightly interesting, it pivoted back to being boring. Sydney, 1 star. If I had a nickel for every time a hockey player came out as queer by kissing his boyfriend on the ice after winning the Stanley Cup, I'd have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. 1 star. DNF. Kip was 26 and very immature. He had a college degree but had a minimum wage job and lived with his parents. He didn't understand nor accept the seriousness nor consequences of Scott needing to maintain a straight image for his pro hockey career. He didn't understand the enormity of Scott's role as team captain. Kip was just too selfish and so very juvenile in his self-centeredness.
Jesus Christ. Right-wing book reviews. I think the book does an actual good job of explaining both of their points of view.
Yeah.
I think if Rebecca Yaros wrote this, I would have been screaming that one of them is just right the whole time and the other one is not.
I think there's some with Kip. Yeah, because I did like that. Where he's like, I've been out my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to live like I'm
not
in
ashamed
the closet.
of myself.
Yeah.
And he says, like, I'm not ashamed of myself. And Scott's like, I'm not ashamed. And then Kip's like, are you sure? And like that
argument
argument
but then
is
you're
good.
not coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something interesting happened. Like that is the interesting part. Anyway.
And also just like line by line, the dialogue in this book is pretty terrible.
It's the most generic thing to ever generic in the world. All right, 1 star for Melessia. The Wattpad romances I read in 7th grade mogged.
I'm noticing the dates on all these reviews. I feel bad because I would imagine all of these people just finished watching Heated Rivalry.
The show.
And we're excited to go into this and realize that like when anybody ever suggests reading this series, they usually say to skip this one or read it absolutely last if you just need more
just stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, it makes sense because nothing happens.
Yeah.
Because there's no TV writer's room where they're like, we leave it all in.
Yeah.
I've heard that the smoothie shot, it starts there, and that's sort of, I think this whole book is maybe the first episode of the show or something.
Oh,
like
really?
That. Yeah. 1 star. This is by Drew. 70% sex scenes, 30% play-by-play hockey. Iconic as all heck. Also, are professional hockey players really millionaires?
I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Scott Hunter is a billionaire. Like, by the way, I don't think hockey captains own penthouse apartments overlooking Central Park.
Maybe if you play for the New York Admirals.
The New York Admirals, the NYA.
All right, this one's very long, but I thought it was very funny. 1 star by Jess. If I had the option to reread this book or jump in front of a car, I would sprint onto the freeway without hesitation. Nothing could describe the pain and despair this book put me through. In my many years of reading LGBT books, romance books, and sports books, this one might take the cake for worst tropes combined. Christopher Brady is the most despicable male main character I've ever read in my entire life. Is that not his first?
It's not
Christian.
It's not Brady,
isn't it? Oh, it's Grady. I guess that's so funny. This is the most despicable male main character I have ever read in my entire life. Unfortunately, I listened to the audiobook, so I just knew I was going to hate him regardless. In this case, being from NYC was just the tip of the iceberg. This bum not only complained the entire book about his, quote, problems, but he lied and manipulated his way through making them, quote, better. I don't know if at any point his problems and solutions were meant to make me empathize with him, but he could have been shot point blank and I wouldn't have cared. Kip Grady, gay, open, poor, living with his parents, has student loans to pay, no prospects, no goals in life, 2 friends, no boyfriend, and no career.
Damn.
He has so much to live for, especially when this perfect, intelligent, athletic, rich, funny guy came into his life and said he could make it all better. Surprisingly, Kip didn't want any of that. No, Kip bitched and moaned the whole 2 months about why the guy he just started seeing wouldn't come out for him. The guy, mind you, was a famous hockey player who was closeted and chose not to come out because of how it could affect every aspect of his very successful career. I don't know what I hated more, the gaslighting or the cheating. Kip basically gave his new rich hot BF the choice to date him publicly or not at all. And when Scott didn't give him the answer he wanted, Kip got drunk and kissed some guy, which is never acknowledged ever in the book. Scott just wanted a loving relationship and a great season to his game, but was stuck with some jealous bum who couldn't manage his expectations and life. Scott was very unaware of everything else going on and still tried his hardest, which was never enough for bum Grady.
It sounds like a Donald Trump tweet.
I feel bad that Scott essentially is stuck with a loser who will never amount to anything and will always have to depend on his husband's career for financial stability. Maybe one day Scott will divorce him and all will be better in the world. Until then, peace. So
Kip
funny.
Grady, you bum.
If he was shot point blank,
nobody would care. I could shoot Kip Grady on 5th Avenue. And people would vote for him. That's insane.
Oh, man. Bum Grady. Oh, man.
Yo, shouts out. I mean,
iconic.
I guess I don't know that it I mean, when you hear it like that, it doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bum for living with his parents.
No.
But he is weirdly unmotivated. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, because he'd have too much going on for them to be able to have sex for the whole
Yeah,
book.
that's true. But he really is a lot of that really puts some stuff into perspective for me about like, it is insane he's asking him to come out so quickly, isn't it?
And I can see both sides of it. I think the problem is it's so generic and paper thin that you can sort of project anything onto it. You're like, oh, this is good. This feels good and nice because they're doing something that's good.
Yeah.
Or Kip can be this toxic loser. Like it doesn't either. Reading is valid because it feels so generic and sort of boring.
Yeah.
At least that's how I feel about it.
No, that makes sense. Those character traits of Kip's I didn't find as infuriating as this person, but I mean those are all true things.
Those are facts about what happens.
Yeah.
And I think again because he's not really a character. Like those are just facts about him.
He is a lazy loser. Like he doesn't do anything.
He says, I had some ideas for jobs to apply to, but I kind of didn't want to.
Yeah. Like, okay.
You're 26, man.
You got to figure something out, dude.
1 star by A. I mean, it's a book, I guess.
That's true.
This is by Lucy. I think I'm going to stick to the show. 1 star.
Boom.
And there's actually another book review here.
Oh, my God. Yeah, of course there is.
By Hard Hooligan 420.
Oh, shouts out.
Should we read it? Yeah.
Yep. What was her name? Can I guess it again? Is it Greg?
His name's Gordon.
Gordon, I'm sorry.
Gordon. Yep. Hello. My name is Gordon, the book reviewer, and I review books that are written. Please consider giving a thumbs up to my review. Reviewing books is my hobby, and I would love to monetize it one day. So if this review gets enough thumbs up, I will start a Patreon account. Now, on to my review. When I began reading Game Changer by Rachel Reid, I first thought this was a sequel to Beloved by Toni Morrison. and for the first 100 pages, I was confused. Was Kip perhaps a descendant of one of the slave owners, I thought? Maybe. I have this problem where I always think the next book I read is a sequel to the book I read before. That's how I read Anna Karenina as a sequel to Jurassic Park. Where were the dinosaurs? But then I learned there are no dinosaurs in Russia. Or how I read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets as a sequel to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. All the characters had the same names, so I thought it was definitely a sequel at first. But then I found out they were actually a year older, so that didn't make any sense. I liked the big snake. Game Changer really challenged a lot of my preconceived notions and prejudices in a good way.
Oh.
Before, I didn't think gay men could work at smoothie shops, but now I know they definitely can.
That's good, Gordon.
Now, if you are of a gentler nature, I'd urge you to skip this next section of my review. I don't normally get overtly sexual in my Goodreads book reviews.
That's probably good.
But I have to say, the sex scenes in this book made me come more times than I think I've come in my entire life. So that's something positive in the book. I didn't really understand the details about hockey, though. I wish there was a tutorial section or something. Maybe if some more experienced hockey player took Scott under his wing and we got a section where the mentor explains all the rules of hockey to Scott, just so that the reader knew what the goal of hockey is or what all the rules are. Maybe something to think about for later books, Rachel. Anyway, I read this whole book on a Greyhound to St. Louis. I wanted to see if the arch from Percy Jackson was real. It was. 3 stars.
Wow, thanks, Gordon. Another great review as always.
Thanks, Gordon.
Yeah, I can see how you could think this was like a Beloved 2 situation, I guess.
More Beloved.
Yeah, more Beloved.
Beloveder.
Beloveder. Yeah, now I feel like maybe we don't talk about the smut enough. This is good. It's good.
It's
good
unbelievable.
Stuff.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. It's just at a certain point, for me that can't be all there is.
No, there's only a certain amount of times you can sort of read the same thing.
At what point do you just stop reading the book and go masturbate to pornography?
I don't know.
Like I've never really understood it.
Yeah. I think I don't know if you're meant to just read it a little bit at a time. Because there's only like, I don't know, sex is sort of the same every time.
Yeah.
You know? like you could like
guy
shake,
who's telling on himself.
You can shake it. Like you can shake it up, but like
they do shake it up, but they talk about all the different things they want to do to each other.
Right.
But it always just ends up like, I'm going to come.
Yeah.
I'm going to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to put my penis in.
That's what sex is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's, I don't know how many times in a row you can read that. It's sort of in the same way all fantasy books end with battles. Like how many battles can you read?
I know, exactly.
Like, okay, I guess it's a battle.
I get it. There's a bunch of guys with swords or staves and they're going to fight each other.
Right.
It's the stuff I find like the least interesting about every book we do is like the thing, what it seems
it's just
like
the stuff.
Most people are like, what would be the selling points I usually find the least interesting.
Because I think a lot of people who become writers or a lot of people who don't read a lot feel, maybe it's because they don't, they don't read a lot of like the stuff happening is the cool part.
Yeah.
Which for the first couple times it is like, oh, when you first see your end of Marvel movie action sequence, like that's really cool. But then you see it 8 times, you're like kind of like, okay,
I get it.
I get it. It was cool the first time.
Yeah.
I need something else going on here.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know what the something else. I think maybe they just are having. Well, it goes back to my rom-com thing. Like if they just saved if the book was a romance and it was just a romance, and then at the end they had like an insane sex scene, I think that would be fun. I think I just get used to it, and then there's no like, oh, what are they going to do when they make up, have sex? I already read it.
All these people like read Jane Austen, right?
No. There's no way.
I guess not. But like they have to, right? All these people writing are like English nerds.
I mean, they're English nerds in the fact that they wrote a bunch of English down. I don't know if they.
I guess.
I don't really know.
But like, I feel like we've had the rules and template for this stuff for hundreds of years.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's kind of remarkable to like not use it.
And I'm sure there are plenty of romance books that are maybe more what we're looking for. It's this specific hyper sexy, hyper horny book that I don't care about. Not that I don't like reading the sex, because hey, I'll get bricked up reading about blowjobs. just like
any good, any good American
any good American man.
Listen, if you want erections, if you want to get them, if you want to read about them, this is
you're
for
gonna
you.
Get them. You're gonna get them. I don't care if you're. Listen, I'm not gay, but I'm not straight. So I got, I was pitching.
There's stuff happening.
You can maybe pitch a tent down there. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, it can't. If all you had to eat in your life was the same food, you get sick of this food, right? If all you had to eat, even if it's like you had Wagyu, like beef, Japanese Wagyu beef every day, you would get sick of it eventually.
Yep.
And I think in a book, they can only, because you're right, the sex is the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do,
it's a different position. It's like we were saying for Icebreaker. You're like, it's supposed to be this big deal when they start doing doggy style.
You're supposed to think it's like a cameo in a Marvel movie.
You're like,
I know
this
doggy
time.
style.
I do that at home, maybe, or at least I see it online.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've never done it. But
I've seen pictures. I've seen photographs of it.
I've seen movies,
films.
I've seen
films.
I've seen talkies with porn. But yeah, it is the same scene over and over again.
What's a silent film with porn? It's just porn, and then there's like one of those title cue cards. It's just a doggy style. Then it cuts back to the doggy style.
That would be
and it pops up, and everyone's like, "Oh, because it was old times. They didn't know about it."
A bunch of people with like hats and suits sitting in the audience, clapping.
Live orchestra.
It's like if I would have the same complaints if I was reading a fantasy novel that just had like an action scene over and over and over again, because I get it, they're gonna sword fight and
then it'll be fine.
I guess the advantage is like there's stakes there, like a main character might die if their life is actually in danger, but you can get inured to that in a book, and you're like, oh, this is the main character, he's not gonna die. It's page 30. This is like the 6th sword fight so far. He's gonna be fine.
Are sex scenes the fight scenes of romance?
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Like the action scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1000%.
Because they're supposed to like get your blood pumping.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
But as we've talked about, those are usually my least favorite parts of books, fight scenes and stuff. And I don't go to fantasy. Like my favorite fantasy book is The Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 big battles. And they're not described like, like we've talked about, like he swung his sword to the left and ducked under. I don't care about any of that. So in a similar vein, the specificity of the sex scenes also drags, because I'm like, yeah, I get it. He puts the penis in the area.
And there's no...
There's sensation.
area.
I get it.
We get it.
I get it.
It's like with those scenes in Mistborn we read where like, oh, it's a fight scene and then she gets injured and it's going to be fine. Yeah. And like it was nominally exciting, but there's really no stakes or repercussions to it.
Because they're not going to kill.
So then it feels like filler.
Yeah. The reason why it works in something like John Wick, because I like John Wick, is that you're watching it sort of, at least for me, I find a lot of enjoyment detached from like, how the fuck did they film this?
You're also not reading it. Reading
John Wick
would
book,
be
he shot the guy in the head and then rolled. He shot another guy in the head. Yeah, that would be
Get
insane.
Brandon Sanderson on that point.
That would be insane. That's true. That would be kind of cool.
He'd eat the bullets and get bullet powers.
The Baba Mistborn. You know?
John Mistborn.
John Mistborn.
Well, no, Vin kills that dog
Yeah.
in the second book.
True, that's true.
So John Mistborn is after
That
Vin
Russian
for
guy's on the
killing his
phone?
dog.
Well, they killed his dog. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
It's unfortunately repetitive, and
Yeah.
it loses, like, it's exciting in it's exciting, it's sexually exciting for me the first couple times, but then I'm like, oh, they're just gonna do it again,
Right.
and again and again and again.
Yeah. It's interesting because I was thinking of, in the same way of like fight scenes, how you would make a sex scene have some sort of stakes or
Yeah.
something. Or you're like, the only thing I can think of is, oh, maybe they shouldn't be doing it. And there's this sort of, I wonder if maybe there's some of that in heated rivalry.
Yeah, maybe
Where
they're like in the locker room, like at
or
the
something.
game.
Oh yeah, there's some way that they'll be caught, or it always gets. I feel like it would get tricky if you start introducing some like regret into
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
I think that would take maybe a more deft hand than a lot of people can pull off. But like that could be interesting.
Yeah,
it's like,
for
oh,
sure.
something impulsive happens, and you're like, oh no, what do we do? Instead of like they have sex and it's good and it was fine and now it's done and now we're going to talk about our schedules and then we're going to do it again.
We're gonna do it again.
Just like life.
It's just like life.
Now, Mac, I have a little surprise here.
Oh, I'm excited.
You ready?
Yes.
I live in the Big Apple and play hockey for a job. It gets really lonely. Sometimes it makes me sob. I wish I could ride the lonesome trails like a cowboy, but NYC is much too full of Starbuckses and Subways. I am a hockey player and I'm gay and that's okay. I drink a smoothie every day. I skate upon the ice and I eat a New York slice. But will I ever kiss a boy in public? I ride a horse to the big game and throw lassos in his name. I collect 10-gallon hats. I wear a little sheriff badge and shootouts make me mad. But will I ever be a real cowboy in New York City? Let me tell you a little story about the time I rode all lonesome into a dusty old trail town. A long day of riding across the prairie with only my thoughts for company. My legs were mighty sore, and I went to the local watering hole to wet my whistle when I see a group of grizzled locals playing cards. I ask if I can join, and they say, depends on what you do for work. And I say, I'm a professional hockey player. And they say, you mean like the Denver Nuggets? I say, no, that's basketball. Another guy says, do you know Shohei Ohtani? I say, no, that's baseball. Well, then who do you know, they ask. Well, I say, I met Wayne Gretzky at a gala once. And they say, isn't he a Trump supporter or something, even though he's Canadian? I say, I don't know, maybe. Anyway, can I play with you, gentlemen? And they say, we're playing cribbage and there's already 4 of us, so we really can't add another. And so I shot them all in the head and played cribbage alone. The life of a cowboy hockey player is a lonesome life indeed. I am a hockey player, but I want to be a cowboy. Big boots with spurs bring me joy. I want to wrangle up them steers and eat bacon for my meals. And I pray to my Lord Jesus Christ that he sends me back in time so I can be a cowboy instead of a hockey player.
Wow. Wow. Lunacy.
And
That
lunacy
is
on the
insane.
podcast.
That is insane. Did you write that backing track?
No, that was like generic for like.
What the hell is that? You have peace sounds loaded on the computer?
No, it's my ambient fishing video game background.
Legend of the
music.
River Master.
This will be in the video, but there's like on Bandcamp, there's a guy who makes like vaporwave music based off of like old video games.
Oh, that's cool.
So
that was him.
It's good background music. That was
Legend
him.
of the River Master.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my song.
Wow, Danilo, that was really nice.
Really nice.
I gotta tell you-
Hopefully Scott Hunter sees that.
You said that was the last. Yeah, you think the New York Admirals is a fake hockey team, but Scott Hunter, the guy, is real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you said you had a surprise pre-show, that was the last thing I would have expected.
A comedy song.
Cowboy. Oh my God. Shootouts make me mad. Wow. You've set a precedent. Song every time.
Song occasionally, maybe.
Song occasionally.
All right.
When the spirit moves us.
Well, next time we'll be reading Heated Rivalry.
Yeah, Heated Rivalry.
I'm excited for it to be good.
Me too. I really hope it really actually is good. I would be saddened.
Yep. I think that's it for us. If you like the show, please, review it. Tell your friends about it. Send us an email if you're so inclined. We've been getting some nice emails. It's great to read them. No guarantees we're going to respond to all of them, but we like getting them. It makes us feel happy inside. That's all I've got.
And your email suggestions and your Instagram suggestions are being taken under review.
Yes.
Don't worry. I have seen literally all of them. It's just a matter of time, and we might do one for us after all this, or 2 or 3 for us.
Or yeah, we'll see. And with that, we just say stay hard.
Stay hard.
I think we just say stay hard.
Stay hard, everybody.